Hello everyone, this is Jas Muhammad Khan and I welcome you with today's segment student. Today we will discuss the Charles Darwin theory. Yes, Charles Darwin theory student. It is also known as natural selection. Students, Charles Darwin was a great British naturalist. He wrote a book student and the name of the book is The Origin of Species. He wrote this book after a voyage that he started at the age of 21, and in this he took a tour of South America and the different islands. In this tour he studied about the environment, and with this he also studied the different living organisms. And after taking the voyage of 5 years, he returned back to England and studied about those evidences of living organisms. And with the help of those evidences, he gave one theory, and that theory is known as Darwin theory or natural selection. In this theory, student, what he concluded that all the living organisms reproduce fastly to continue their life and race. And they reproduce fastly. Why do they reproduce fastly? They want to exist their race on the earth. That's why they reproduce fastly. With this student, they struggle for existence. Means after the reproduction, they struggle with each other for the food, shelter, and reproduction. And in this struggle, the living organisms that are suitable and that are known as the fittest. And only the fittest living organisms are selected by the nature to survive on the earth, student. And this theory is known as survival of the fittest. With this, student, there are many variations are selected by the living organisms naturally, and those variations help them to survive, and the variation that they select are known as adaptation. And this theory is known as natural selection. So the Charles Darwin gave the three main theory. First is struggle for existence, survival of the fittest, and the natural selection. Natural selection means the variations are adapted by the living organism to survive on the earth, and those variations are known as adaptation, student. So that variations help the particular population of the living organism to survive on the earth. So it is about the natural selection. Now we will discuss, student, about the speciation, and that speciation concept was given by Charles Darwin with the help of his book. And what was the title of his book, student? Origin of the Species. So now we will discuss about the speciation. So student, now we will discuss about the one important concept for the exam point of view, that is speciation. The transformation of a species into new species is known as speciation. Means the formation of new species from pre-existing one, or from the old one species, the new species is formed, and that is known as speciation. And what is species, student? You tell me. In the hierarchy of the classification, the smallest unit or the smallest group of the living organism that have many similar characteristics are known as species, student. And the formation of new species from pre-existing one is known as speciation, and the idea of the speciation was given by the great scientist Charles Darwin. According to this, student, many times due to the accumulation of the variation generation after generation in a continuous process, when many variations are accumulated at that time, there are many gradual developments comes in the living organism, and due to that a new species is formed, and that evolution is known as macroevolution. So macroevolution is the main factor from which a new species is formed, and it is also known as, student, organic evolution, because there are many organic changes comes in the living organism, especially the genetic structure is changed, and due to that genetic structure a new species is formed, student. Next is geographical isolation. This concept was also given by the Charles Darwin, student. In this, when a particular species is migrated, and due to that geographical barrier like mountain, river, sea, oceans, they are separated from each other, from its own species, from which it is isolated, and due to that isolation a new species is formed due to the variations. And in this, the both variations play very important role. First is somatic variation, second is germinal variation. So due to the somatic and the germinal variations, a new species is formed due to the geographical isolation. What is isolation, student? Isolation means separation, complete separation of a species due to the geographical barriers like mountain, rivers, sea, oceans. So geographical isolation is also the main factor of the speciation, student. Next is genetic drift. What is genetic drift, student? The change in the frequency of the gene accidentally or by chance. Like there is 3 illustrations are given in your book, student. Like in one illustration, in the beetle forest, one crow enters, and that crow eats all the red beetles. Due to that, student, only green beetles survive, and those green beetles form the new species, and the red beetles are vanished. So it is also the major factor of the speciation, student, genetic drift. What is genetic drift? Again I am revising you. The change in the frequency of gene, student. The change in frequency of gene by chance or accidentally is known as genetic drift, student. Now we come on the next, gene flow. It is related to with geographical isolation, student. Gene flow means when the species are migrated from one place to another, then due to that the new species is formed, and it is known as gene flow. Next is natural selection. Yes, student, nature selects the living organism to survive on the earth, because the population of the species, what they do, they adjust according to the environment. For this they have the different variations, and those variations are known as adaptations, and due to those adaptations a new species is formed, student, and it is also the main factor of the speciation that was given by Charles Darwin. Next is, student, mutation. What is mutation? Suddenly change in the gene structure. Due to the change in the genetic structure, a new species is formed a new living organism is produced, and due to that living organism, new species are formed, student. So mutation is also the main factor of the speciation, and you will read about this in the higher classes in detail, student. So it is about the speciation, student, and the Charles Darwin theory. Now, yes, student, now in this segment we will discuss about the evidences of evolution, that how can we know about the evolution, about the gradual development of the living organisms. Yes, student, we can know about the gradual development of the living organisms with the help of these three evidences. First is embryological evidence, second is morphological evidence, third is fossils. What is the embryological evidence, student? With the help of the study of the embryos of the different living organisms, like from the aves, reptiles, species, and mammals, if we study the embryo of these groups, animals, or the living organisms, then what we will find, student? We will find that the embryo structure is similar to all the living organisms. With the help of this, we can know that all the living organisms may have the common ancestor. So with the help of embryo, or with the help of the study of the embryo, we can know about the evolution, that these living organisms or this group of the living organisms may have the common ancestor, especially aves, reptile, species, and mammals. Now we come on the next evidence, student. It is known as morphological evidence. What is morphology, student? Morphology means external appearance. If we study about the external appearance of the limbs or the organs of the different structure, then we will find some similarities and dissimilarities. And with the help of that, we can know that they may have the common ancestor. Especially with the help of these two organs, homologous organ and analogous organ. Homo means, student, similar. Logos means structure. If the living organism have the similar structure and origin but perform the different function, are known as homologous organ, student. Like the four limbs of frog, lizard, and human. If we observe the student their basic structure, then we will find all the structure that are found in us. Means we will find the similar bones. Like we have the radius ulna and humerus, like this, they also have these bones. But if we know about the function of them, then frog use its forelimb for jumping, lizard use its forelimb for crawling, and human use its forelimb for the holding or grasping the things. So it is the different homologous organ. Next is analogous organ. Ana means different, logos means structure. Means if the organs have the different structure and origin but have the common functions, are known as analogous organ, student. Like if we observe the wings of birds and insects, then they are completely different from each other, but they perform the similar function. And what similar function they do, student? They do the flight with the help of their wings. So it is about the analogous organ, student. Now with the help of these structures or these organs, we can know that these living organisms may have the common ancestor. Now we come on the next evidence, and about this evidence, fossils, we will study in detail in our next segment. And what is it? It is fossil. Fossil means the remaining of dead living organisms, or their impression of the dead living organism is known as fossil, student. About this we will study in our next segment, student. Now I am fully confident, student, that you have cleared all these three topics that we have discussed. Thank you very much and have a nice day.